Hey, this is Paul Zimmerman, and today we're going to talk about bag roses. Bag roses have actually been around for quite a while. You may have seen them in like some of those really cheap kind of stores. We won't name them. In racks, and they're growing and they're not doing very well. They've gotten kind of a bad reputation over the years. Well, they're getting a little bit more mainstream right now, and I want to check it out. I bought a couple at a big box store, and I just want to see what they look like. This variety is Maurice Utrillo. It's one of the Painter series from Georges Delbard roses out of France, distributed by Certified Roses. And I just want to take a quick look at this. So you undo the wire, you slip out the bag, slip off the bag. You're supposed to be able to slip the bag right off, or maybe we tear it off. We shall see. Let's see what we've got underneath here. I've got the bag off, and now I can see here I've got a very nice sort of tube with cardboard around it, and inside of that is some sort of packing material, probably sawdust or something like that. I'm going to hang on to this material. It might be kind of nice to keep and see what it is. And I'm curious to see the root system. That's what I'm really after here, because for years these have gotten a reputation of not having the greatest root system, and that's actually, they're shorter than I would find in a normal bare root rose, but that's not a bad root system. That's a well-developed root system. I've got some nice canes, a little bit of dieback here and there, but I would expect that, so you just trim it like you do anything else. That's my trimming done. Now, you will also see some wax on this cane, or paraffin basically. That's there to keep the canes from desiccating and drying out while it's sitting in the store. I'm going to leave it on. I'm not going to worry about trying to take it off. It'll work itself off on its own. And actually, while this thing's getting a root system, that'll actually help keep it from desiccating as well. So the main thing to do now, first of all, make sure I put my tag on so I know what the variety is, because this did not come with a tag, which is fine. I got no problem with that. And then I'm basically going to soak these guys in water for 24 hours, and the next thing I'm going to do is pot them up. Now about 3 weeks later, and the roses have grown after I potted them up, and I've got some comparisons for you here. These are the bag roses on this side. These are some traditional Jackson & Perkins bare root roses that actually had traditional root system, you know, the kind that really fills the pot completely. I thought it'd be nice to see a comparison in how they grow. So, the bag roses. They've done okay. I've lost one, and probably shouldn't have bought it in the first place, to be honest with you. It really wasn't a good specimen, but I wanted to see how it did. One of them looks like it's died back a little bit, but I think it'll make a comeback, but the others are doing okay. However, are they as good as traditional bare root rose? No, not really. I mean, take a look. These were planted a week and a half later. Look at the size and the fullness of them. So here's the big question. Would I buy, or would I advise you buying bag roses? Yeah, I got no problem with that. If you're new to gardening, or you're on a budget or something like that, it's a great way to get introduced to the wonderful world of roses. And as far as I'm concerned, anything that gets you growing a rose is a positive in my opinion. Couple of tips that I would probably do in the future. I probably would go ahead and trim the tops back a little bit more, because I didn't trim them at all. Again, I want to see how they did. So if I had a root system about that big, I'd go ahead and trim the top to about the same equal size. That way I've got some equilibrium going on. Probably miss the canes a little bit more in the beginning, maybe keep them more in full shade or half a shade or something like that for a week or so, let them get rolling. Certainly going to disbud them, which is basically taking the flower buds off so they can put their energy into growing. Those are the kind of things that I would probably do. But yeah, I'd buy bag roses. I'd advise you do, particularly if you're gardening on a budget.